Hello, everyone. How are you doing, guys? Sorry for the delay today. I got some news I had to deal with. What is this? Is this a hole? What is it? Oh, just water. Hope everyone is doing good. Our third Irani. Chris, how are you, brother? Blue Rooster, Yanni, Sofa King. How are you doing, guys? Good to see you. Ebony, Inky, thank you for joining from Twitch. If you guys want to join from Twitch, it's LaserX83. Highly appreciate it if you do. It's very useful in growing the channel. Woohoo! Last time we had 14 viewers. Beautiful. See if we can repeat that today. That would definitely help a lot. Hope everybody are doing okay tonight. Ebony, PDX. So many good people today. Guru, how are you? Indeed. Had a pretty incredible last week. Visited Zoltan. Carter met Zoltan. That was lovely. Spent some time together. We're planning the next steps. Very soon we'll have something substantial to talk about, and I'm very excited to bring people that were with us from the start along. You know who you are, Ebony and Chris and Guru, and all the people that have been following for a while. We really appreciate you. And you will be clued in very soon as to what's going on. Okay, so should we repeat some of the stuff that we did yesterday? I think that would be a good idea. Maybe we can. What is this? Come on, man. My hair is crazy. I think it's a good idea, PDX. Yeah, we might be able to just stream either on TikTok or on Discord for people to hear, but this is specifically under the new idea of running what I call not debates, but open-ended conversations about particular topics that people feel like we need to break down together. And I think that's a very effective way of going about these topics. How are you, Var? Good to see you, brother. So if you think you have a good topic, thank you, Ebony, for joining from Twitch. Again, if you want to join from Twitch, it'll be LaserX83. And always we'll put here. Actually, why am I doing it like this? I think I have a. By now, I've done. Need. I don't know what this means, but okay. Beautiful. There you go. If you want to join for more, codeofreality.com. Codeofreality.com. To anybody who didn't hear. Here it is here. Question about the console. How are you, Fat Swarming? Probably not going to have too many answers if it's anything new outside of the video. But if you want to ask, please. And if you want to join our Discord group, you can find the links both on YouTube and on TikTok. Come and look it up on the main pages in the link tree on both. What's up, Leroy? Rory? Diego? Good to see you guys. Cat is in the house. Bruno. Okay, so who has a topic that they think would be good for everybody to hear? Let's see. Thank you, Guru, for always posting. Let's see what we got here. I was wondering, what if the function of the console is? What does it control? What are you able to do on the console exactly? Currently, not clear. I wish I know. I wish I knew. I haven't really been doing NN that much because the vapes mess me up. I've been investigating with the 5 a lot more recently, and the 5 does not present the console. However, I see added content on the 5 that is kind of like the console. Not quite. What is that? Oh, but it's interesting because it has this spatial coordinates kind of thing. But I can't tell you because my best guess is that it somehow designed to train some facets of my attention. But that's my best guess, and it's not much more than that. What's up, Armando? Katie? Base chaos is funny. Okay, Evil Icon. We had a lovely members live yesterday. I really enjoyed it. Should do more of those. Let me see something here. Okay, no strain. Cherry City. Hope everybody are doing good. AI Playground, how are you? Yodi, thank you for the likes. I appreciate you. So, Galactic Mind, love the handle. Iris, at Ice Skin, thank you for the likes, Jerry. What's up, Yoni? Season. Okay, so I see that there's no takers so far, but maybe somebody will come on. Meanwhile, we can address some other topics. Ryan, what's up? Okay, let's see. Do we have any topics even from the suggested topics? Maybe we can bring some portion of it. Code chat. Ooh, like that. There's a lot of great things here. There you go, live topics. So we have, yeah, it's Segmento. We're going to keep it for the actual live, for the members live. I think that's about it. By the way, I forgot my mouse back in LA. Are you guys, is it making a weird sound when I'm scrolling like this on the laptop? What's up, Lutsu Spider? Or does that sound okay? Like you don't hear the difference? Scratchy sound. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to ask my sister to just mail it to me then. Oh, well. See if it's a doable thing. What's the owl for? Yoni saying any topic. Learning, long way to go, always a light thing, but in consciousness, always love that. But hard as anything. I flow with it. Yeah. Yeah, so today is a bit of just got some pretty heavy news about somebody I know that passed away. And it's interesting every time this happens, you know, the older you get, the more you're around this a lot more. And it is interesting in the sense that it's obviously very heavy and painful, but at the same time, because we know that, well, at least to me, it's clear at this point that there's more than this. There is a sort of liberation feeling. There is a sort of they're in a better place feeling, but not in a, I guess, in a delusional way. Yeah, thank you, Chris. Uh, it's interesting. There's a reality thing to it. It's almost like it grounds things. It's so interesting. It's like the feeling is very unique. It's not. It's before you mourn for someone. There's a kind of like slap back to reality kind of thing there. How are you, Dot? I'm good. How are you? The only thing that's certain. Oh, I'm not so certain that it's certain anymore. Uh, I'm completely of the opinion that there's a good chance that we'll be able to beat it, or not need to necessarily go through it if we don't want to. Some people think we must, and it's a natural thing. I mean, I don't think there's any evidence for that, considering the fact that there are life forms that live forever, technically. But yeah, I mean, I'm open to whatever, but I'm not so sure it's certain anymore, which is interesting. Let's say that we can cure death, which is the ultimate disease, right? That would be interesting to find out what kind of humans would arise after hundreds, if not some thousands of years of acquisition of knowledge and wisdom, hopefully wisdom. It would be interesting to see. Hey, Bubon. Want to say hi to everyone? Hi. This is Cosmo. Hello, Bubon. He's a good boy. He's always he's a good service dog. He's always here to heal. It's like he knows. You know? You know? Yes, you know. You're a good boy. You know what's funny? Ebony, Kelsey keeps saying, and I agree, he has my eyes. Isn't it weird? He has my eyes. Look at this. That's how I know he's mine, and not from someone else. He is stunning. You're a pretty boy. You're such a pretty boy. How can I help you, Boobon? I know, it's so weird that he has my eyes. He still has the Feynman thing. We never replaced the Feynman thing. Technically, on his collar is still a Feynman. See, wait, see, yeah, streaming into things. He's still Mr. Feynman. Yes, thank you. Okay, guys, well, you're stealing the show, bro. I mean, I don't blame you. But... What jellyfish? There's a lot of organisms that live forever. Not just jellyfish, but also some jellyfish, yeah. Considering the sinful and cruel nature of humans, it will be never-ending power struggles. It's not my vision at all. I think humans are actually very beautiful creatures. under certain circumstances, they can do awful things. But humans overall, I think, are very beautiful things in existence. I think it's God's most beautiful gift to the world. So quite the opposite of what you seem to be feeling. And I think it's our job to finally step into that. And the only way to start stepping into that is first accepting that that is the case. I think if we're going to keep thinking of ourselves as terrible and awful and sinful, that's what we will always be. It's a matter of self-perception. The dog looks like a cartoon. Yeah, he does. Cosmo. Okay, you already ate. You already ate, Bobo. Come on, come on. I know. Come on. Step up. He's half a lab, so they're infinitely hungry. He's never not hungry. It's kind of crazy. If we could live forever, wouldn't we overpopulate the world? So no. So as opposed to common belief, even on Earth, we have more than enough place to host more than 100 million people. It is in fact quite a myth that people tell you that Earth is overpopulated. It is underpopulated. If anything, if we don't start making a lot of kids fast, we're gonna have a big problem. So it's actually the opposite of what the majority of the virtue signaling will tell you. Earth can host over 100 million people comfortably. And it has to do with proper allocation of resources. The problem isn't the number of people. The problem currently is the misallocation of resources and incentives. But also, we're obviously talking about expanding to other planets and the stars. So Earth is just our initial home. But just like with any home, eventually you got to leave home. I mean, you can come back one day, but you got to spread wings. You got to go. At a certain point, your parents are kind of start looking at you going, yo, what's going on? You can't stay in the belly beyond a certain period of time or you become a problem, right? If the baby stays in the belly, in the womb for too long, toxemia kicks in and the baby becomes a parasite. The same goes for every process. You might be from a place if you're from a home, but if you're still living at home when you're 40, your parents don't feel great about that. Something is wrong, right? So at a certain point, you want to expand, you want to evolve. That's what humans are going through. I think actually some of the tension, this is something that Terence McKenna used to talk about, some of the tension that we're experiencing, not just between ourselves, but also with the planet, has to do with the fact that we're actually overstaying. It's time for us to spread our wings. I'm reading also on YouTube, Digital Keith, great handle. Lamps stay puppies for a long time. I agree. He's very cute. So yeah, we're also on YouTube on Dango Thoughts, DANGO Thoughts on YouTube. Yeah, 100 billion I meant. Thank you for the correction. Thank you so much, Chris, for the correction. Correct. 100 billion people comfortably. It's easier to see when you're talking to an individual, but somehow when we're talking about our collective, we kind of lose the plot. So, for example, when we say things like all the negative things about people and humans, right, as a whole. But if you think about the fact that the collective mind behaves very similarly to the personal mind, depending on their self-perception, it's if somebody comes to you for an advice about life, and you notice that they constantly talk about themselves in negative ways, right? As a friend, right? You notice a friend that constantly talk about themselves. Oh, I'm the worst. I'm terrible, and they keep saying this, right? And everything goes wrong for them. I think most people here understand that the first advice you're going to give them is like, hey, you might want to stop saying these things about yourself. You're not terrible. You just going through it like everybody else. You're trying your hardest like everybody else. Otherwise, you would do better. That's the best you can do right now. It doesn't mean you shouldn't try and do better, but you're not a bad person. You're just really trying and you're failing. You're either too lazy, too tired, too whatever, but you're trying, right? That would be the advice that you would give a friend. So notice how absurd it is that when it goes to the collective, we'll all of a sudden very easily go, oh no, we're the worst. Why do you think it's going to be any different? We're going to keep saying it. We're going to keep being it. If we want to change, we have to see the beauty in humanity, not just in ourselves, but in humanity as a whole. Then we can collectively align with the vision of humanity as a beautiful thing. I wouldn't want to live forever, but I think living a bit longer would be nice. Sure, but see, the point is that if you cure aging and you cure death, you're not stuck alive forever. You can always unalive yourself. Like if you have the choice, you can always just like, hey, I think I've lived enough. I'm good. But I think that at the point of that is not to solve it and to live forever like you're 90, right? The whole point is to live forever like you're 20 or 30. So imagine you're in really good shape, in fact, in a better shape than humans currently can even imagine. Your cognition is sharper than ever. You can feel more, you can experience more, you can build more, you can contribute more, you can express more, you can innovate and manifest more, you can create more. You're a creator. So if you can do all of these things for as long as you possibly can, why wouldn't you? Now, at some point, maybe you would choose to not, and that's fine. But you're not going to be amoral, which means you're not going to be. It's not going to be impossible for you to DIE, but it would be possible to prolong it for quite some time. I think I would place my bet currently at about 10,000 years would be my cap. Like 10,000, I'm good. I think 10,000, I can say I've seen the universe or enough of it. You live in a mountain, Guru? That's awesome. I think I would just go and explore space for a long time. I'll just go to other planets and stars. I want to see celestial events. Interplanetary systems support immortal populations. Yeah. But not amortal, not impossible. Just you can choose. Working. Who said anything about working? Why is your idea of a life working? Ronan said, could you imagine working for 10,000 years? Who says anything about working? I think if you solve that level of a problem, the whole thing of working just goes away. You only do the things that you have to engage with, or that you really would like to engage with, because most things would be automated. I think it would be a lot of interesting things to engage with, and yeah, it seems to be a thing that occupies our lives. Well, again, the word working itself just implies to me that it's kind of like a toil, like a thing you don't want to be doing because it's work, right? Occupation, sure. I would love to have a new occupation every 100 years. Imagine having a new career every 100 years. Imagine how much you would learn. Imagine how exciting it is to start a new career every time. Or just get into new things, get like study all these things and combine them. There's going to be kinds of minds and kinds of elevated states of consciousness that we can't even comprehend. This, I couldn't think of a more exciting future than exploring this kind of future. The word engage. I love using the word engaging instead of working. Thank you so much. Yeah, good word as well. Engaging feels a little bit more like, because you can engage with things, randomly. It doesn't have to be a thing that you engage with every day. I hear you, but I feel like there's a little bit more of a commitment in a thing that you like do as a primary on a regular basis to get enough of the understanding of what that is. Because the fun is to learn something new and then get better and better at it. So through that, you understand more about existence. If you just engage with things here and there, you won't necessarily learn that much. There's gonna have to be something that you're tracking on a regular basis that you really focused on. Sienna is saying, even if there was such a thing as evil people are needed in our society too. Humans were too domesticated. They could be easy wiped out by other competing aliens, maybe. Sure, but yeah, I would say that the yin and the yang is just for a reason. I would agree with that. I feel like, what's up, J. Paul? Like shit if I don't put in work. I mean, I know how that feels like, but that should not be the case. You should snap out of that. That's because that's it will stay that way forever because that's the thing that makes sense to you. The mind is saying, I think that's where the problem will arise when our wants are no longer correlated to our needs. That's an interesting thought. The first thing to point out is that there's no such thing as problem will arise, because problem arise all the time. It's not that's where the problem will arise. Problems, they're just the natural course of events. You're never going to have a world without problems because they are in fact the things that surprise you that you're not happy about, right? But the fun is to try and resolve problems and get better problems than worse problems. But you're never going to get rid of problems. That's just the natural state of affairs. So it's not that's where the problem will arise. There's going to be a bunch of very interesting problems to solve. But I do think it's an interesting thing that you said when you said when our wants are no longer correlated to our needs. Um, See, the thing is that if you build a world that is abundant enough, so therefore you don't need anything, you get to explore what your soul truly desires. And it took a lot of work to get here. So just to stay close to the state in which you still need things, even though you don't need them anymore, would be the mother of all Stockholm syndromes. You basically just choose to stay in this more limited place when you really don't have to. And from there, you can create a whole new level of abundance. Definitely causing unbalance with which you consider natural energy work. Energy is potential for work. I love purposeful work that doesn't drain me. My job gives me that. Thank you for sharing, Ebony. That is beautiful. PDX saying, I don't believe with our bodies we can leave Earth. The Schumann resonance, not the fluffy do aspect. An experiment shows we cannot survive without the Earth song. I mean, that's just not true. I'm sorry. This is in our current state, but our body is just one way of adopting. I'm sure we'll be able to figure out how to change the necessary things to be able to survive. And yeah, I would agree that you would want to change your physical form to match other environments, but that is not an impediment for civilization that figured out how to do certain things. We live in the universe. Earth is just our local current neighborhood. It does not mean we're not suited to live in the universe. It just means that we need to understand how to become more universal. Hey Jimbo. No, it's not a new account. Same account. Kami Bell is in the house. If you want to get good at something, you must practice it. Exactly. I want to tell you about my experience where I busted through several dimensions on Nitros. All right. Is there some resolution to it? Is there something that you feel that you took from it that is that can be digested and applied for other people? J Paul saying, off topic, if you play guitar, NUX has a new white box technology amp modular for under 200. Seriously fantastic. Some tech camper and Fractal use just less features. It's called the MG300 MK2. I mean, to me, everything you just said is just Japanese, but thank you for sharing. Yoni is saying, we don't love without hate, seems simple, or pleasure without pain. You know what I mean? Actually, I don't. I don't think that's true either. I don't think love is the opposite of hate, nor do you need to feel hate to feel love. And I don't think you need to suffer to feel pleasure. Those are completely separate modalities that we just created them. We put them in opposing camps, but I don't think they're opposites at all. In fact, when you feel bliss, you never had to experience pain to know that you're now in bliss. Bliss is just bliss. It's just what it is. Having a job that's in alignment with what you feel your purpose is more freeing and harmonious, and it doesn't feel so much like work. Exactly. PDX is saying, I'm saying that Schumann proves our bodies slowly die when isolated from Earth's resonance. Scientific experiment, that's why it's called the Schumann resonance. So I know what the Schumann resonance is, and it measures the slight differences in magnetic, in electric, um, what's the word, charge within our biosphere, within our inside of Earth's. Why am I spacing a word so much today? Inside of Earth's contained atmosphere, and it has nothing to do with anything spiritual, by the way, just to be clear. Now, there might be components to what it is that are more aligned with what you're saying, but proved is a very strong word. Without knowing anything about the research, and we can look it up, but without even looking at it, I can tell you that to say that somebody proved something like this is simply misunderstanding how science works. There's no way that somebody can prove something like that, because you're going to need to take people to completely different environments over prolonged periods of time. You're going to have people on Mars. You're going to have people on different planets. And then you're going to have to run the test for decades and decades, which, of course, we don't have access to that kind of data. And then you're going to be able to see exactly what is the main causes for the different kinds of deteriorations of the human body that, yes, was created for this exact environment currently. But we should be able to then modify and engineer things to maybe even in our bodies themselves to actually do that. Now, let's look at what you're saying. So based on the provided search results, there is no evidence to suggest that Dr. Winfried Otto Schumann discovered that the human body slowly dies outside of Earth's environment. Dr. Schumann was a German physicist known for predicting the existence of Schumann resonance, which are naturally occurring electromagnetic waves that resonate in the cavity between the Earth's surface and the ionosphere. The search results discuss the potential interaction of Schumann resonance with the human body and their possible influence on circadian rhythms and overall health, but this is still an area of ongoing research. The understanding of the effect of being outside Earth's environment, such as in outer space, on the human body has been primarily developed through space exploration and the field of aerospace medicine, which involves studying and mitigating the various challenges posed by the space environment, including radiation, microgravity, and the absence of atmospheric pressure. So, as you can imagine, there's a lot of different kinds of things that might be the culprit. But here, let's ask ChatGPT as well. Let's ask Model 3. Model 3 is the shit. Oh, what happened? What's going on? Hey, man. Why isn't that allowing me? Oh, there you go. Boom. Short answer, no. I love it. Yeah. It's just kind of like imagine how the study would be conducted. That's not a realistic ask. Not currently with the kind of data we have. Wait, what? I just did PDX. I just told you without even looking into it on purpose, because just knowing how scientific progress is done, there's not we don't have tools to study what you just claimed that he discovered. So I didn't even have to look at the study, right? I can tell you that that's just not. There's no way that this is true, because the kind of data you're going to need access to is so enormous and involving things that we simply don't have currently, like having people off the planet for a long time. Otherwise, how do you prove that they're outside of the Schumann resonance, right? Also, there's so many different variables that you have to correct for, and you have to run it across multiple studies across enormous numbers over decades and decades to say that you proved something like this. That's how I knew without even looking at it. However, we also just looked into it. No, I'm familiar with it. I'm familiar with Schumann. Like I know about him. So I don't. What specifically do you want me to look for? Look deeper. If you're making the claim, you look deeper. You send me the article that you're claiming in which you saw that he proved it. So the burden of proof is on you, not on me. So send me the article. Send me the article you want me to look at. Send me the study that he did that showed that people's body deteriorates when they're outside of the Schumann resonance. Send me the study. PDX is saying, bro used an isolation chamber. You use ChatGPT. All you need to do is ChatGPT if the logical stands. You can't. There's not even a there, right? Unless you want to find me the study. Can you find the study? Who is the dude that used an isolation chamber? The burden of proof is not on me because I'm not making the claim. Just reading it quickly to save you the time. Yeah. So the only study known, anything around that, unless you want to find it, the only well-documented people in the shielded bunker study was Max Planck underground bunker experiment, 1964 to 1989, run by Jürgen Eshoff and Rutger Weaver. The volunteers' sleep-wake cycle drifted and something split into two rhythms when the bunker's copper shield blocked most of Earth's natural electromagnetic background, including the Schumann resonance band. Notice that there's more than one. When Weaver later turned on a weak 10 hertz electric field generator near the 7.8 hertz fundamental, the circadian rhythm snapped back towards a 24-hour one. The finding concerned circadian timing, not bodily deterioration. Participants remained physically healthy of weeks. There was no wasting of muscle, bone, or immune collapse. Claims that their health quickly broke down, or the NASA replicated the test to justify putting Schumann penetrators in spacecraft on modern internet embellishments with no peer-reviewed backing. Astronaut medical records show the expected microgravity and radiation effects, but nothing that would be cured by a 7.8 hertz oscillator. I'm waiting for that paper. And if you want, you feel free to jump on Discord and call me there, and we can just talk on audio. We did it yesterday and worked perfectly. That way it will be easier because that way you don't have to just type in. You can actually just speak, and you can explain things a lot faster. Woohoo! 42, 42. I agree. Indifference is the opposite of love, or of the emotion of connection. I think love is a lot deeper than that. I mean, again, if you want to nitpick, we can nitpick. But all I said is that it's not very likely. No, I said it's impossible that you would do a study like that, considering what I know is possible to do today, and I know what would be required to prove something like that. You said he proved. Those were your words. It's right up there. You said he proved. He definitely, most definitely, did not prove something like that. Nor do I think he ever studied this. But I'm waiting for the paper for you to share. And again, I'm welcoming you to come and chat on Discord. That way you don't have to type. You can just speak directly, and you're going to have the stage to explain it much more deeply, and it will be easier for you to communicate with me. So you can just go to Discord, find my name. I think it's Dango83. But you can find me through our Code of Reality Discord. My handle there is Dango83. If you want, you can jump into the stage channel, Core Events on Discord, and we, the admin and mods, can bring people up to chat when you're ready. Cool. Well, he has to call me on Discord. Ebony. He's there now, you mean? I don't see it. What's your handle there, PDX? I don't see him anywhere. Awesome. Yeah, yeah. Come on on. Come on on. Sign solder. Cool. You see my handle? There you go. I think I just found you. Just send you a text there. Let me know if you see it. As long as no drink? What does that mean? Oh, I see. I just now see your comment, Jimbo. Well, hold on. Let me see if PDX is coming on. If not, I'll bring you on. So far, I don't see him coming on. Can you see us, PDX, on Discord? Can you see me texting you? I'll give it another 30 seconds after that. If not, Jimbo. Cool. I don't. Can you text back just so I see that it's there? Because it shows that you didn't even see the thing. Oh, there you go. Perfect. How you doing, brother? Can you hear me? Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Can you hear me or no? I can't hear you though. Can't really hear it. Let's try again. Just calling you again. Yep, soundboard is on. I'm not sure what's going on. All right, well, we'll wait on that one for a second then. Let's go to Jimbo. Oh, I don't really see you for some reason. Can you send an invite request, Jimbo? Pakistani pilot. Can you put us in the fridge, close to the door, opening an extra prize that we're in here? Nice. I think you said this before, Sydney, didn't you? All right. Okay. Well, we'll just proceed, I guess. I love that my ChatGPT used the word embellishments. My ChatGPT doesn't give a fuck. I trained it not to. Let's call it. Trying to not eat a lot of food today. Was still nice. There we go. I think now it should work.
Hey, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Perfect. There we go.
Yeah, sorry. I don't use my AirPods often.
No worries. Perfect. How you doing?
Get my. Yeah. So, what are we talking about?
Well, we were talking about the Schumann resonance and the fact that you said that Schumann proved that without it, the human body starts deteriorating or something like that.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Did you find the paper in which you did that?
Yeah. So, back in the day, many decades ago, he isolated a bunch of peeps, scientists, in a chamber that kind of like an anechoic chamber, but opposite. Right. So they were isolated from all sound, and they were there for over a year. It's crazy. And they slowly died. They slowly decomposed.
But I am asking you if you found the paper. If you found the paper,
I put it in the. I don't. Yeah, I don't have access to the paper. I am sorry. I'm moving in like 5 days and going on an e-bike trip for the rest of the summer. So
first of all, congratulations on moving. It's always exciting. I hope it's exciting. I hope it's not a bad thing. But right now you have access to the internet, so that's all you need to find the paper. No.
Agreed, but I would pass that ball back. You know what I mean?
I just did. I looked in every place.
It is hard to find. Well,
wait, are you open to the possibility that you just know something
the internet
that is incorrect?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. But I am going off of like legitimate information.
But how do you know it's legitimate?
It's not something that I just like. It's called the Schumann resonance.
Yeah, the Schumann resonance is called after his name.
Like, homie is a little important. You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of important to the whole story.
Yeah, but it's not what it does. It's not what we know about the Schumann resonance. It's nothing.
His experiment is what was done.
No, it isn't correct. No,
like,
it is not what is known.
It wasn't just like a random guy.
It's not what is known.
The reason why it's called the Schumann resonance is because this particular individual discovered all of this.
I have a feeling you're trolling, but
no, I'm not trolling at all. I promise. I swear I'm not trolling.
But what you're saying is completely, well, first of all, it's not true, but also you're ignoring what I'm saying.
It is true.
All right.
Oh, you're telling me it's not true, but you haven't seen it. That doesn't make any sense. And no disrespect. Like, honestly,
I haven't seen what.
This is a community that I think is important because, I'm 45. But you're like almost 40, right?
42.
And meeting people who are like-minded and interested in the subject are few and far between, right?
I'm only the only alliance I have is with the truth, nothing else.
Agreed. Me as well, because I don't care about anything but what's been presented in like real world situations.
All right. Well, I guess if we have nothing to go off by our disagreement on the claim itself, I'm kind of using ChatGPT and Google, which is the first lines of attack that would say if ChatGPT can't find it and Google can't find it and you can't find it and you're making the claim, what are the chances that where did you see that paper before? Is it possible you just saw it on some nonsense account on Instagram and you decided that was true?
25 years ago, that I saw this, right?
Where?
I'm actually a sound engineer by trade.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're in the production world too. You're the editor, and like you understand production, and I get that. And I'm of the same caliber. I've been doing this for a long time. However, I can't point you to a particular paper because I don't know where it is on the internet. However, it did happen.
Where did you see it?
So
last time
my
you saw it 25
point
years
is
ago.
that is true.
Yeah, that's
right?
not the point.
Like when I found this information, that was a long time before.
Where did you find the information? Where did you see it with your eyes? Where did you see it?
Let's see, where did I see it? I mean, I've been studying cymatics for a really long time, which is the study of sound on matter.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing floofy do. It's like just real.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a long time ago, I saw something that that showed me the study that he did. Right. I'm not like making it up. That's weird, right?
No, it's not.
Like, I'm not trying to like make it up.
People make shit up all the time.
I'm just saying it does exist. I don't know how to find it on the internet.
Right.
It's true, and you can find it. I just don't know if like Google and ChatGPT can do that at the moment because I don't use that to find.
We don't have much else to go by, so I guess that's
all.
Sure. I guess that's the end of this debacle then.
But it does exist, so I'm just saying it is there.
It doesn't.
I just don't know how to tell you to find it.
I'm okay. I'm not
earlier. Maybe on like an earlier stream, I mentioned the movie Moon with Sam Rockwell. I think one of the hidden, or not the hidden, but the unspoken premise of that movie is I'm talking about. And I think that people want to believe that we can live on Mars or different planets, and we do. It's like a fact. But like we as ourselves in our bodies, I don't think can do that. For whatever reason, I don't have the answer for you. I'm just saying that our bodies specifically, for some reason, need to have the Schumann resonance or Earth song present. I don't know why. I don't claim to have answers. I'm just saying that's something I've seen and observed.
Right. And I think it's wrong.
So I don't know what that means. Cool. That's all.
All right, brother. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, of course. See ya.
That was productive. Yeah. So, because I do want to be respectful, and I appreciate all the people and the members of the community, but I will point out that there's other people that are also kind of waiting and wanting to talk about things and try and understand what's up, Ellipsian. So, I do think you were trolling. I understand you insisted you weren't. But from now on, I will have a rule. We go and we learn. So from now on, I will have a rule, and it's going to be a little bit cut and dry. But I think if we wanna cater to everybody's needs and wants, to the majority of the community, we would have to do that. So next time somebody comes on, you're gonna have to present the case in full, and it has to make sense. If they're basing their thing on, well, I said so, then I will immediately end that conversation. And I'm just making this clear before anybody else comes on, so there's no hard feelings after that, because we are wasting other people's time that are sitting here and wanting to hear something interesting. You came in too late. You didn't miss much, Ellipsian. I'm sorry it's disappointing you to hear, but what you're saying doesn't make any sense. You said you saw it 25 years ago. You can't tell me where. You're insisting that it's true. and also I would say it is just like universally limited. In any case, no hard feelings, but it was not a productive conversation. What is the most useful and practical learning from your experiences you are applying to your life? For example, non-duality realization offers liberation from willpower. Good question, Drasco. Practical learning. I don't know if currently I can point to a practical learning. I think it's just more. Most of the practical learnings I've acquired over the years is more around meditative practices and contemplation and just working on myself on a regular basis. And maybe something about the reality of this hyperspace that kind of solidified some things for me in ways that wouldn't necessarily be as solid for me before. But I can't say with any amount of certainty that I think that in particular solidified that for me. Yeah. So we have, I think, a little bit more. What are we at? Yeah, we're about at an hour, so we can either jump off or my meditation is welcome to being a member, Willie. Appreciate you. Don't forget to tune in next week for the members live. And I don't know if you signed up for the second tier or the first tier, but if it is the second tier, which I think is family or something, I don't remember what it is, but just look it up. You should have access to the Zoom calls. And if it is, then email me to lasersimulationx@gmail.com. Lasersimulationx@gmail.com. And tell me that you joined for the second tier so I can send you an invite. If it is the second tier. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to see you being a new member. Not new, old. Okay, well, thank you for rejoining. Do you think your purpose don't have a stake in it? But I'll try to find it. Wait, I don't have stakes in it. Sure. I mean, I don't have stakes in it either. I don't have interest in it. I think it's wrong. And if you want to present as to why I think it's right, I'm open to it. The meditation question, Dresco, it's Vipassana. You can look it up. It's probably the closest form to how the Buddha taught it. Anybody can do it. It's everywhere in the world. It's free. You can just sign up right now. Just Google Vipassana and where you live, and it will find the closest center. You can just sign up. You just have to allocate 10 days of your life for it. I can talk about it more in depth, but I've talked about it quite a bit. Terry went to it because I talked about it, and he really, really benefited from it. So I highly recommend it. I might talk about it more maybe in tomorrow's live. Tomorrow also, there's a chance I'm going to bring a guest with a friend of mine, Ben Stewart, and we're going to be talking about the power of stories. If he can make it tomorrow, we'll see. Tomorrow should be a really fun live, regardless. What's up, Marsha? Good to see you. Yeah, you have to go somewhere for 10 days, exactly. Vipassana is still operating with observer being there. Have you done Vipassana? Vipassana is the meditation that leads you to the final goal. So it is the closest thing to what the Buddha taught. All these ideas about non-dual, they come way after, and they're usually actually confusing the things. How many retreats have you done? Do nothing meditation is just presence with no observer, but requires Vipassana practice to get there. Do nothing meditation. I don't know if I'm familiar with that. Hours daily. Isolation alone. Cool. Well, we can actually talk about it more in depth. Probably not today. Today, I think I'm going to call it a night early. But tomorrow, if you come on, Drasco. Oh, tomorrow we're doing the conversation with Ben. Depending how long he's going to stay, maybe we'll have enough time to also open the conversation about your practice. That'll be a good point of discussion, I think. And if not, then the day after tomorrow, we can absolutely do it, Drasco. Why has this discovery not been widely acknowledged or covered by mainstream media? Not yet, but it's getting there. People are becoming aware. Power off is saying good night. Well, yeah, I think I'll power off as well. But I appreciate you guys. So if you want to follow me across platforms, it will be Danny Goller on TikTok and Instagram. It will be Goller Danny on X. Just swap them. It will be Laser X83 on Twitch. And Dango Thoughts on YouTube. DANGO Thoughts on YouTube. You can also join the membership program that includes early access to all my content. I'm releasing a new episode with Andrew Gallimore very soon. Andrew Gallimore 2 coming to the podcast. You're going to get early access, early bird. No, not early bird, just early access to the content, private things from my life, and Zoom calls with me and weekly lives for members only, aside from the daily live. So you can join all of that. You can also join our beautiful Discord community. Come join us. You can find the link both in the link tree on TikTok and on the main page on YouTube. And come check out our website, codeofreality.com. Codeofreality.com. We have great merch. Come get some. And or laser, just look at the progress. We're building a new website finally. All right, guys. I appreciate the moderators. Thank you so much. I love you very much. Ebony and Chris and Guru and Jessica. Is Jessica still a moderator? I don't know. But in any case, love you guys. Thank you so much for all the regulars. Ellipsian, have a good night. Thank you so much. PDX, thank you for coming on. Drasco, tomorrow the next day, we'll talk about the meditation. That'll be a good conversation. J. Paul, all the regulars. Welcome to the community again, Willie Ward. Who else? Yoni. We have a lot of regulars today. Appreciate you guys. Terry, if you're still with us. Peace and love, guys. Ciao. Have a good night, everyone.